Chet327, you've caught me in the middle of a carburetor cleaning. If you look on there, gummy black junk was on the inside. This is the carburetor. This is off of a Honda tiller. Clean it up, get it running, and I'd like to put the tiller on the back of my mower. That's just kind of what I'm thinking. Let's get the tiller running first, and then we'll see about putting it on the back of the mower. So I just pulled the carburetor apart, and in here, the main jet, I took it out, and it is stopped up. That's how the gas gets from the bowl into the engine. It's not going to run if that's stopped up. So we're going to take this wire brush and try to run one of these bristles through that hole. And now that I've stuck the wire brush to this jet, you can see the hole in it. This is actually my second carburetor of the day. I took off a carburetor off of a generator, and now this is a tiller. So this is your carburetor. You've got this float, and that's called a needle valve. That goes down that little hole. As gas comes into the bowl, this is the bowl. When it gets full, this goes up and turns the gas off. Pivots on this little rod. So the carburetor sits like that, and as the gas comes in, it fills up the bowl, turns off the gas. As it uses the gas, lets more in, turns back off. This is a cutoff valve. I guess this collects dirt. Maybe there's supposed to be a filter in there. That's all there is to it. Choke handle goes back on. It'd be choked when you're starting it. That's when you're running it. The other side, when you get on the gas, when you stomp the gas pedal, opens that little butterfly up. And now to hook the carburetor back up, nothing to it. It slides on these two studs. I say nothing to it. There it is. Okay, gas line is on, hose clamp is on. There is an outer gasket that has to go on. Just like that. Now your throttle from your governor snaps right in that hole. There's a spring that goes in this hole. I'm going to slide that guy back on. This is your crankcase breather. It hooks on right here. And your choke handle has to come out of this hole. And now there's going to be two nuts and a bolt that holds this in place. This is the bolt. And these are the two nuts. Up next, we'll put the gas in it, see if we can get it to fire up. Okay, the carburetor is back together and back on. Choke is on, gas is on. This should be a one pull start. So the last time I used this tiller, the tiller engagement cable snapped, and that's when I parked it. I just went in behind all these guards and pulleys and this belt, and I put in this rod. It replaces the cable. I don't think that rod's going to break. Might be time for a test hill. See, my problem is I'm a little bit too old and lazy to run this hand tiller, and I want to hook it up behind my pulley swap poulon. I've got a bracket here. This would go exactly on the back of the poulon. And what I'm thinking now, flip this bracket over, drill a hole right here, and have that be my hinge point. Put the wheel down when I'm traveling, pull the wheel up, it'll be ready to till. I had to cut all this off, not this, I had to cut all this off, somehow make this engage my tines. I don't think I want a hand tiller anymore. And then right here on the back of the poulon, here's the bracket. This is just a bracket I found laying around in the garage. I can drill 2 holes here, 2 bolts, 2 nuts, and then run a piece of all thread through this, a couple nuts on each side. Okay, mower rear tiller attachment update. I drilled 2 holes, put in these 2 bolts, bolted on this bracket. I've got a piece of all thread into the bracket. I've got a piece of pipe. This is the piece off the tiller. I cut that, drilled a hole. That goes on the all thread. Now the all thread ultimately might not be strong enough, but it'll be good enough for a test. And I'll put a nut on this side. And the tiller's going to hang on to this. It's coming along really good. So I was just on the edge of getting the pipe cutter or maybe the grinder, cutting this off. But I see there's 4 bolts here. I might just unbolt the handlebars. Let's try unbolting. And the handlebar assembly has been removed. Then I popped the top cover off the gearbox. Looked inside there, it looks good. Several gears. There's a big chain in there. I like it. We'll cover that back up. Now I can think of one little problem with putting the tiller behind this mower. I did a pulley swap to make it faster. I should have been doing a pulley swap to make it slower. Anyway. Now I want to go test it. I still need to have a way to engage the tines and have them stay on. But let's go give it a little test. So it is starting to get dark. If we're going to test out this tiller, we need to hurry up and do something. Let's see if we can get this thing to fire up on the first pull. Tiller test, take 1.